This is just going to be a really quick review of division. I just think it's helpful to remind our brains what each of the operations do. I know we've got addition and subtraction pretty well. We've even got multiplication pretty well, but I just want to make sure that we are understanding what happens when we are dividing numbers. So basically, if I have something like this, if I have 10 divided by 2, and remember, this is how we are writing division. We are not really going to be using the division symbol. If anything, we might have to write it like this. Okay, but this is kind of how we're going to be writing division. We're using the bar, the slash, or the fraction bar to separate the two numbers that we're dividing. So division like this, what this means is you are trying to figure out if you have 10 of something, 1, 2, 3, and I'm not going to make them organized. I'm going to make it so we have to think a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are trying to figure out how many times we can fit 2 into 10. So 10 divided by 2 means how many times can we fit 2 into 10? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many 2s I can fit into 10. So here is 2. Oopsies. Here's 2. Here's 2. So 1, 2, 2, 4. Sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So think to yourself, how many times could I fit 2 into 10? Well, I had 1, 2, oh, I shouldn't mark it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2. Okay, so there was 5 groups of 2 to make 10. That is what division is. Okay, ignore that little dot. Okay, so let's try one more. Let's think about maybe 20 divided by 5. Now, if we don't want to draw 20 dots, there's another way that we can do it. We can skip count, because we know that 20 divided by 5, that's asking how many times can I fit 5 into 20. So I count on my fingers, you guys. Count on your fingers. It's fine. Even if you kind of have to do it in your head or like in your lap, it's okay. So I do this. I count by 5s until I get to 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it took me 4 5s to get to 20. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now, sometimes you are going to see division like this. Remember, when we are writing algebra problems, we write our division as a fraction. So you might have y divided by 2. It might look like that. Or you might have, if you have b divided by 4. So just know that these things are what show division. And when you are writing division, I'm going to expect you to use the slash or the fraction bar. Okay. It's not wrong to use this symbol, but I really want you guys to get in the habit of knowing that this is division when you see it written like this, because you're usually not going to see it written like this anymore. Okay, so sometimes you're going to have problems that are going to be not super easy to do in your hands or in your head. So you might have a problem like this. You might have a problem that is 72 divided by 8. Now, you might have your multiplication facts memorized so well. You might know exactly what this is right off the top of your head. You might know right away that with your multiplication facts, you might know that 8 times 9 is what equals 72. But not everybody has that in their head. Not everybody knows that you need 9 8s to get 72. And it's kind of hard to count by 8s. So here's another strategy you can use. When we were multiplying, we used a multiplication table. We can still use a multiplication table to solve division problems. Okay? A multiplication table can also help us with division, and I'll show you what I mean. So here's our division problem that we want to solve. 72 divided by 8. I am going to bring up a multiplication table. I'm going to make my head smaller, and then I'm going to bring up a multiplication table. Okay, so here's our multiplication table. We use this for multiplication, but now we're going to use it to figure out what 72 divided by 8 is. So here's what you do. You are trying to figure out, what do you multiply? Oh man, what do you multiply 8 times what equals 72? 8 times what equals 72? That's what you're trying to figure out. What can you multiply by 8 to get 72? So you're going to either use the row or the column of 8. So I'm going to let's do the column or the row first. Here's the 8. Now I'm going to go over in that row until I find 72. Oh, there's 72. What did I have to multiply by to get 72? 9. So this must be 9. 8 times 9. Now, you guys, you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing if you find 8 across the top. So watch this. Okay, I want to know what I multiply 8 by to get 72. Here's 8. I'm going to go down that column until I find 72 because I want to know what you multiply 8 by to get 72. There it is. It still shows up as 9, and you still find the 72. So 72 divided by 8 equals 9. Okay, let's do one more of those. What if we had, no, I'm making that one too difficult. What if we had 60 divided by 5. Okay. 60 divided by 5. 60 divided by 5. I am trying to figure out what I multiply 5 by. 5 times what equals 60. So I want to figure out how many times I can fit 5 into 60. So I can count by 5s. I can go 5, 10. This is going to take a while. Hang on, let me zoom out so you can see my hands. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So I've got 10, 55, 60. So it took 12. So let's check it with the multiplication table. So I'm going to go to 5 and go over until I get to 60. Oh, there's 60. It says that it would have to be times 12. So there would be a 12, little 12 in here. 5 times 12. You can't see that very well. 5 times 12. So you can also use the line across the top. I can go to 5 here and go down until I get to 60, and it says that it has to be 12 times 5. So 5 fits into 60 12 times, and that is our answer. Okay, so remember, you can use your multiplication table for multiplication or division. I want you to be using different strategies. I want you to either have them memorized. I want you to be able to count by 2s or count by 5s or count by 3s to get however many you need. And if you can't figure it out that way, you can check your work with a multiplication table. Okay, good luck with this, guys.